Hello, Capybara crew. Welcome back to the Casa, and welcome back to whatever day this is, where we're doing a first impression. It might be a Friday. It might not. I don't know when I'm going to post this, and like I said earlier in the year, we're just going to play a bunch of stuff this year. We're going to keep up with our series, but not as regularly. I need to cut back on the number of videos I do per week. I took a bit of a break. I'm feeling a little bit refreshed, and hopefully we will start to see some more consistency. I'd like to try to get in one stream a week too, but I'm not sure how to do that yet. So anyway, I digress. Today we are going to play the Dusk Punk demo. So let's take a look at what the Steam store has to say about Dusk Punk. Here we go. So, Dusk Punk, which is currently available, it's on sale right now for $16.99, but it's normally only $19.99, so it's not extremely expensive. But let's see. About this game, a city on the brink. Dredgeport is spiraling out of control. Gangs rule the slums, corruption trumps the law, and corpses of war dead are burned daily for fuel. You are an ex-soldier, mistaken for dead and shipped back to Dredgeport for processing. After a narrow escape, you find yourself alone in the guts of the city, with only two things to your name, your life and your sanity. Keeping both will prove to be a challenge. Choose your course. Inspired by tabletop RPGs and narrative adventure games like Citizen Sleeper, Dusk Punk finds a balance between challenge and freedom, tracking your health, energy, and stress as you try to survive. Make lasting choices that determine the city's fate. Develop skills to distinguish yourself in your chosen field of work. Earn a crust, explore the city, make alliances, and escape your traumatic past. Friends and foes. Dredgeport plays host to characters with rich backstories and murky motivations. Some care for you or the city. Others are in it for themselves, but will pay well. Choose your allies wisely. They will be a part of your fate, whether you like it or not. And there is a mature content description. All mature content is expressed via text, not images. The game tells stories about the most desperate members of society who are forced to steal, fight, and beg just to get by. The main character is haunted by trauma from war and must use illegally obtained drugs to self-medicate. So there are your trigger warnings. Let's go ahead and see what we can see. Oh. I've turned off my face cam. Here we go. So, okay, here are our choices. Who were you, soldier? A veteran. A career soldier from an army family. Nothing could have prepared you for the war to end the world, though. 3 skirmish, 2 sneak, 2 endure, 1 engineer, 0 sway. Criminal. You loved evading the law until it caught up with you. This war has been worse than 1,000 street battles. Engineer. The Empire saw your fast hands and faster brain and sent you to the front to maintain killing machines. I like that this one has some of everything. Nothing is 0. Writer. That's actually me. A sensitive soul. You know how to talk to people, how to make an argument, and how to sense the unseen. There's no endurance, okay? I think engineer is the best one, but I kind of want to be a criminal. Let's be a criminal. Mandy Lee. Oh wait, surname. Oh, gender. She. Let's do Casa. Let's do it on easy. Dice rolls will be slightly easier for those less interested in resource management, more interested in the story. Difficulty can be changed at any time. Okay. I'm going to go with easy because I'm me. Tyrants appear all-powerful. This illusion is broken only at the moment of their downfall. I cannot know when dusk will set on this rotten empire. I only know that no matter how long the day, dusk will always come. Lisa Markov, The Nature of the State. Day 0. The war chewed you up. The city tried to swallow you whole. But there's life in you yet. You shake yourself awake. Each action tests a skill. This action tests endure. Every action has 3 possible outcomes. Success, you do what you set out to do. Mix, you partially succeed or avoid total failure. Failure, you don't achieve your goal. Crawl to safety by clicking the act button. This will advance time. Success, you drag yourself to the bare shoreline. Digging claw marks in the mud, you drag yourself forward. You can't recall how you got here. You remember all too well. You'd rather forget. You remember. You can't help it. The front, the trenches, a maze of mud and bodies, both living and dead. Machine guns plucking lives like flowers. Chains of bullets tearing through friends, comrades, lovers. They mingled together in your mind. You remember each death with perfect clarity. They mingle together in your mind, their blood, their bones, their flesh. It's all one. But what happened to you? How did you escape the war? You recall flashes, falling. You were underground. Buried? A vat of electric blue light churning with flesh. You shake yourself awake. How long have you been lying here? Look around. You spot a piece of driftwood, gnarled and knotted. Grab the driftwood. You grab the driftwood and put your weight on it. A twisted crutch for a broken woman. Step into the city. As the sun rises, you hobble away from the river. You realize that these streets, unfamiliar in the dark, are known to you. But you've not lived here in years. You're in Dredgeport. You go through your pockets, slim pickings. How will you live? You consider a new aim, to survive. And assuming you do, what's your next step? Whatever's necessary to not be this helpless again. You will join any cause, serve any master if it brings power and safety. Never again. Consider a new aim to gain power. You've returned to Dredgeport. Gods help you. Pan with WASD, arrow keys, or by left-clicking and dragging. Zoom with the mouse wheel or the plus and minus keys. Explore the city. Core Quarter. Explore the slums. Success. You find a maze of alleyways, a honeycomb of bustle. As you explore more of Dredgeport, you'll discover goals you might wish to pursue. They're called aims. Click here to see a list of all unfinished aims. Gain power and survive. Track. Slums. Risky actions. You'll suffer a negative outcome on failure. You will suffer a negative outcome on mixed outcome or failure. Okay, continue. If a role is too difficult, you can spend time preparing. This costs time, but makes the action easier the next time you attempt it. Prepare this action now. Each day, middle-class do-gooders flood the district with religious pamphlets encouraging people to mend their ways. They're susceptible to sob stories. Prepare. Thanks to preparations, this action will be easier next time you try it. My dear, of course I'll help with your father's funeral costs. After your recent sickness, I'm sure you're exhausted. Beg on the street corners. Act. A few passers-by toss you the odd coin. A few even make eye contact. Night has fallen. Different actions are now available. You can preview which actions are available during the day or night with these tabs. Return to the main map. You can do this by clicking the button, right-clicking the mouse, or zooming out with the keyboard and mouse. You stumble from an alleyway and bump into a young beggar. Urchin. Excuse me, mate. There's a tinkle at your feet as they round the corner. Check your purse. You hastily check yourself and realize your purse is open. Confront the beggar. The beggar's disappearing around the corner. You hobble forward. I think you have something of mine. Oh, what's that? You know damn well. The money you stole. I don't know what you're talking about. Grab them. You try and catch them, but they slip aside. You lunge again, but they dodge away. Later, soldier! They disappear down an alleyway. Defeated, you slump against the wall. You remember how the beggar approached you, barged into you, and deftly reached into your jacket. Could the same trick work for you? You practice the same walk. You barged into a few passerbys for practice without trying to take anything. After an hour or so, you think you're ready to try this newfound talent. You head into the night. If the dialogue text is too fast or slow, this can be adjusted in the settings menu. Or it could appear all at once instead of fading letter by letter if you wish. So this is fine. That's it. Those are the only places I can go right now? Okay. Surest way to lower stress. Explore the squares. Must be somewhere you can get a decent meal or trade for scraps. You find a maze of alleyways, a honeycomb of bustle. You've advanced the clock. Clock represents your progress toward a goal, or how close you are to something happening. The clock represents your progress exploring the district. The Chalice Bridge. Purchase a travel pass allowing transit. Cannot pay the cost. Okay, so how do I back out? Okay, I go here. Tavern. This action will not advance time, and I don't have enough money. Okay, cool. Go back to the slums. Prepare. Act. We're gonna pick pockets. Your shoulder's like a hammer, knocking purses loose. Your hand is a crow, pecking them free. If you prepare now, time will advance. This action will be unavailable till tomorrow. No. Your shoulder's like a hammer. We got 3 more. Okay. You're exhausted. Sleep to recover actions. How do I sleep? Sleep against the current day. Find a place to sleep. New location discovered. Alleyway. Sleep. Nightmares! You barely get a wink of sleep when you close your eyes to see the faces of your dead comrades. You rub the sleep from your eyes. Your stomach rumbles. Your energy bar drops each morning. If you lose energy and have none left, you take health damage instead. It's important to keep yourself fed to stay healthy. You sleep terribly, haunted by phantoms. You toss fitfully, your dreams restless. The trenches. Shots ring out. A pistol? 3 bodies fall around you. A voice. Toss her with the others. She is as good as dead. I'm still alive. Not for much longer. You're passed through 100 hands to a black steel funeral barge. Suddenly you start awake. The smell hits you like a mouthful of dirt. The air is rotting. With your legs. You kick behind you and your ankle bursts in pain. Cold skin against your cheek, rough fabric, buckles and cheap metals. Is that a chink of light? Somewhere above you? Above, below, around you are corpses, packed tight like processed meat. Claw forward with your arms. You wrench yourself forward, digging toward the surface. You burst out into the moonlight. You gasp, taking deep lungfuls of air. You're on the deck of a lich barge, hulks that haul the war dead back to the capital. So you did end up on one, just as you feared, but alive. The plasma yards loom ahead, a chute stretches ahead of you. The ground shifts under you, tilting. Bodies slip down. Look around for a mechanism. You glance around for some mechanism to tamper with. Mounted on the ship's hull is a cluster of gears and wiring. Bodies slip past you. Jam something into the mechanism. You glance around. What you even have to hand? Snatch up a bone. You wrench a half-exposed bone free and jam it into the gears. The bone splinters. The gears grind on. Slowly, on hands and knees, you slide down the chute with gathering speed. Run back up the chute. You sprint backwards, dodging the corpses, tumbling the other way. Your boots slip. You fall and bang your chin. You hurtle toward the plasma belt. Grab something. You scrabble desperately and slip sideways. You feel your body leave the chute. For 2 sickening seconds, you're airborne. Below you is a black river. You hit the water and start awake. You bolt upright. Breathe. Your chest heaves. It sounds like a sawmill. Your breathing slows. It was just a bad dream. You think. No one could live through that hell. There's a churning in your stomach. Someone did survive that. You did. This was how you came to Dredgeport. Taken for dead, loaded on a corpse barge, and almost rendered into plasma. Okay. We need food. Okay, we can buy food now. Passable, nourishing. Great. Explore the squares. You find a maze of alleyways and a honeycomb of bustle. New location. Market. Go there now. If you want the best prices, you'd better shop around. Prepare. You wander the market. Nothing at the best stalls. Poorhouse. Off the main road, you spot a grand house. Look closer. The stonework is poorly maintained, and the roof is missing a number of tiles. There is a sign beside the door. Highdale Poorhouse, within the Lady's Embrace. You've heard of these places. They take in those who've lost everything, and feed and clothe them. Peek in the windows. Through the grime, you see rows of rough wooden tables. The inmates sit in ragged clothing, sewing simple clothing. That reads weird. Peek into the next window. The dining hall is cramped. The soup is gray and lumpy. You tear your gaze away. Peek around the corner. The yard is empty but for a horse and cart. A door bangs open. 2 orderlies drag a person from the house and toss them onto the cart. They bind them tightly with ropes. You realize the person is dead. The cart drives off towards the plaza yards. This is not a place of kindness. It's a place to store raw human material until they're ready to be harvested. Walking away, you feel a chill. This is bleak. I like it. Because of course I do. Because I'm a weirdo. Conductors. Cancel. Mixed. You pedal a sob story, making sure to let your voice break at the end. The man frowns, but throws you a coin. Too much? Take 1 stress and re-roll this action. You must accept the second outcome. The mark frowns. Do you take me for a fool? He snaps, grabs your collar, and hurls you to the floor, grazing you badly. Dang. Prepare. Act. Shoulder hits like a hammer. Great. Prepare. Act. You're exhausted. Sleep to recover actions. Sleep. Oh! Barely get a wink of sleep. Great. My sanity is struggling. Rub the sleep from your eyes and your stomach rumbles. Energy bar drops each morning. Yes, I'm aware. You shudder. What an awful night. Get up. When you try to rise, your ankle gives way. You stifle a sob. You hear footsteps coming down the street. A steady clanking sound. Raise yourself on your walking stick. Shaking, you haul yourself to standing. A robed figure stops and looks at you. He wears the robes of a watcher. A priest of the lady, he sighs. Soldier. Your balance whirls, you fall to the cobbles. He bends down. Poor, helpless gobshite, let's get you warmed up. Pass out. You black out. You force yourself awake. How long have you been asleep? You feel sheets, a rough blanket. You feel like a half-drowned rat. You can still feel the freezing river of water on your skin, in your throat. The last few days have been a desperate blur. You become aware of an ache in your right foot. Your right leg ends in a tight bandage around the ankle joint. Your foot is dull. Your gaze rises to a figure by the bedside. Ah, back in the land of the living. His accent lilts like music. My foot. It comes out as a terrible question. I'm sorry, truly, there wasn't much left. The shelter master and I, we argued. About what? Whether you'd live. I called the local sawbones. He's unprofessional, too fond of his solace. But time was against you. Your ankle tingles. You have questions? Who are you? Oh, just a loyal servant of Our Lady and a faithful citizen of the Little Father. I'm truly sorry. How long was I asleep? A few hours after the operation. I had a day guard look in on you. Anything else? Where am I? The slums of Dredgeport, soldier. Right now you're in the sanctuary, a shelter for those with nowhere else to go. They owe me a favor. But where's my manners? He claps your hand. I'm Brother Richek, a watcher. You shake his hand, his rain chalice tinkles. So I'm curious about my new foundling. I was a soldier. I was knocked down and taken for dead. I thought as much from the uniform. He sighs and smiles, gazing vaguely upwards. Ah, I hear the war's terrible, but still. To fight the forces of Arias, defy the heathen god, their false queen, glorious. Memories tease you, the war and the trenches and the whine of the grunt harvester, its wheels and legs pinioning like a mechanical marionette. It's not glorious, it's a slaughterhouse. The lady teaches us things are not always what they seem. Trust me, I was there. There was no glory. He shrugs. I'll pray on it, madam. Be that as it may, they must have found you unconscious and loaded you into a lich barge. You were lucky. Refuse to remember. You shudder. The priest takes your hand. You're safe now. Don't touch me. Child, you don't know yourself. He backs off a few steps. First things first, you're not going anywhere till you've got some strength. I don't need your help. He smiles. Try to rise. You try to get up, your muscles tremble. All right, I'll rest. Have faith, foundling. It's the best medicine there is. Regain your strength. Reject bandages your wounds and bathes your skin. New actions are available. After a few hours' rest, you feel better. Rejek bustles in with a small sack. So how's the patient? Hide how terrible you feel. Like I could lift my weight in rations. For a moment, Rejek frowns like he can see the mask you're putting up. Then he rallies. Ha! That's a bit beyond our means. He hefts the sack onto the bed. Scraps and leftovers from my flock. Do you feel up to helping me cook? These hands ain't what they used to be. Do I have a choice? He shrugs. I find getting stuck into something helps to take my mind off my burdens. Make some. Rejek washes and preps, you slice. You soon have a hearty stew bubbling. This clock will advance by one each time you sleep. Prepare. Can I sleep? The sanctuary. What can I do next? Oop. Okay, I can't do them both at the same time. Okay. Weird. Go under the walk-in, nothing noting the best stalls. Sleep to recover actions. You sleep fitfully, haunted by nightmares. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh my gosh. As you rub the sleep from your eyes, your stomach rumbles. After a fitful sleep, you come and roll off your pallet. You hit the floorboards and jar your hip. For a second, there's nothing in the world but your ragged breathing, gently slowing. At the front, the only thing that soothed your stress was solace, a drug that quiets the mind like a warm bath. You consider a new aim, to find a solace dealer. Reject hurries in. Foundling, you all right? I slept terribly. He leans his staff against the wall and helps you up. War comes with a cost. Those who die and are taken to the Father's bosom, they are the lucky ones. Those who remain may face a much harder test of faith. This isn't a test, brother. It's just suffering. He sighs. I have seen men and women spat out by this war. Often they are broken. When they're lucky, sleep brings the ladies peace. But more often than not, there are only night terrors. Will I ever be free of them? He smiles sadly, with the lady's blessing. With a pang, you realize he's giving you false hope. Each time you sleep, good or bad. Anyways, I just came to look in on you. There's another lost sheep to tend. But I have a gift. He reaches into his cloak and pulls out a crutch. A body should have 2 legs in Dredgeport, even if one's made of wood. Why are you helping me? Because you need the help, girl. I ain't blind. Now look at your situation. Look, you're welcome to stay here as long as you can. But don't get your hopes up. Why not? I've had people come back from the war before. The recruiters have mountains of paperwork on their side. If you escaped, they're going to track you down. I had the same thought. Any advice? He scratches his temple thoughtfully. Honestly, it's a shame we can't just talk to the little father. He's a good man. If you say so, brother. This war is a terrible trial, but we must listen to the Father's plan. You look into Reject's smiling face and see unassailable faith. Now, you're rested and fed and out of my hands. Go about your business. Do you know of any work? You might explore the Crucible. That's the industrial district south of here. There's factories that might be hiring. May the Father protect you. He ducks into the street. The intersection forms a large circular plaza. A round platform rises in the center, surrounded by strange metal stands. Examine the stands. The metal stands are positioned around the plaza. Each is made of wrought iron and has 3 openings. Suddenly, you hear a commotion. A trio of soldiers approach from the other side of the square, dragging 2 women with them. We've done naught wrong. One of the soldiers, an officer, steps up onto the platform. Citizens, you'll be glad to hear we've apprehended 2 Orion agents. It's not true! The soldiers wrestle her into one of the metal stands, a pillory. They were caught stealing rations from the arsenal. They've been found guilty of sabotaging the war effort and espionage. They will remain here for 3 days. It is an act of treason to offer them food or water. He glares at the crowd. I will post guards here to ensure there are no more traitors in our midst. In the stockade, the women struggle feebly, then lie still. The Crucible. Explore the factory. The district is a mountain of clanking metal, confusing at first, but it has its own logic. Go there now. Prepare. Men and women traipse in and out where the whistle blows. They toil silently, except for exotic grunts. You watch the factory. You watch the factory from afar. Shift ends, workers come and go. After a while, one approaches and nods to you. Name's Henry. Couldn't help noticing you looking over our little community. Community, this is a factory. What do you make here? Nice ink. Are you taking on workers? Community, this is a factory. His tone becomes stern. You've touched a nerve. It's home for us. If one of us trips, we haul him back up. Then he smiles, breaking the tension. Plus, my family work here too. Nice ink. You study his tattoos. Blue birds in flight, cascading across his arms. He smiles, glancing at them. Yeah, they are. And they mean something. Yep. Are you going to tell me? No. His smile becomes strained. What do you make here? Artillery for the war. Are you for the war? I ain't for it nor against it, but it keeps us fed. Are you taking on workers? I'm looking for work. You'd need to ask the foreman, friend. The man's a stickler. Last thing he wants is to cut the boss's margins. But if you manage it, look me up. I'll show you the ropes. Consider a new aim to find allies at the factory. Repair. Yes. Oh, steel tools. Ooh, use natural tools to make your escape, but not before the guard makes you regret it. Where can I sleep? Let's go back to the slums. Repair. Pickpockets. Repair. Sleep to recover actions. Where can I sleep? Here? Oh. I can just sleep at the sanctuary? You sleep soundly, if not comfortably. Rub the sleep from your eyes and your stomach rumbles. When you awake, you find a note at the shabby dresser. Foundling. I must run an errand. Find me at the Arclight. An address is scrawled at the bottom. First, let's go to the tavern. Great. And let's get some food. The Arclight. Oh, shoot. You find it as a bar occupying a massive drum-shaped building. Heading inside, you find Ridgick talking to the barwoman. He nods as you approach. Foundling, this is Zai, mistress of the Arclight, and a witch and a wrench. A witch with a wrench. If ever you need a device or a bit of clockwork, she's the body to ask. Consider her aim to acquire a device. Zai, this is my foundling. Zai is a towering woman. She looks more engineer than bartender. Outsider, her eyes narrow. Oh, come, woman, is that any way to greet a new friend? Your friend, not mine. But she does reluctantly extend her hand for you to shake. As you shake her hand, your fingers close on cold metal. You look down. Zai's hand is an incredible device of steel and brass. My own work, she smirks. You see why I wanted you to meet? She nods toward your crutch. I see you've joined our ranks. My condolences. I was hoping that you and your maverick friends might help with that. She bristles. We're not crazy, brother. We just keep to ourselves. Ah. For 6 seconds, neither says anything. Finally, Ridgick clears his throat. How many times have I come through for you, Zai? I'm sick of your posturing, priest, she growls. But you have come through for us. She fixes you with a stern glare. I can build you something to help. You won't quite walk like you did, but it's much better than hobbling around. What'll it cost me? They say nothing's free in Dredgeport. Ha! And after all I've done for the woman. She studies Ridgick before answering. Since it's the Watcher who's asking, there's no cost. But this pays our debt, all right? Fine by me. But I'll need material. Haul me some scrap, and I'll see what I can make of it. To befriend Zai, she glares at Ridgick. I want you to leave now, outsider. I need a word with the priest. Leave, but listen by the door. You head through the door, but loiter just outside. An outsider! The racket of the crucible drowns out the conversation. After a while, it subsides, and you hear Ridgick. I, an outsider once? You still are, you crazy bastard. Wandering the streets, you find yourself drawn to the river and a blue glow on the horizon. As you draw closer, you realize these are the plasm yards. Your throat goes tight and you stumble. You force air into your lungs and stumble against the wall. For moments or hours, there's only the wall and your breath and the crackle of plasm in the distance. Easy there, foundling. Where did you come from? You've been choking there for a minute or two. You didn't notice me. You shake your head. He tuts. You almost entered the towers of hell. No one can face that and stay whole. He gestures the industrial landscape before you. The yards, where the bodies of the dead become fuel for the living. Where I nearly met my end. True, things could have gone quite different. The brother gathers himself and struts forward. Foundling, listen. This place broke you. You'll have to face it again if you're to heal. He nods to the guard on duty and passes over a pouch of money. The guard opens the gate. As you walk through, the man claps a hand on your shoulder. Don't get any ideas. I'm only doing this because the Watcher sat with my daughter when she lay dying. This gate don't open for just anyone. Oh no. face the intake ramp. This one. They are just bodies. Bodies of sons, daughters, lovers, hundreds of them. You face great sadness. The sparks are intimidating, booming off the tower's dome. Eventually they seem more like the thunderclaps or great horse stamping in the sky. You are exhausted. Sleep to regain actions. Nightmares. Lovely. Ugh, and we lost health. Go to the tavern. Buy food. Can I buy more food? Hey. Prepare. Trounce your opponents. Prepare. A friend of Trade's been nursing his beer. You learn about his trade and something he saw 2 days back. Night has fallen. Prepare. You stand mesmerized by the oil's motion. Out of all this horror, something eerie, but strangely beautiful. You stumble back to the central yard, your boots slipping off plasmic runoff. So, how was it? I faced my fear. I can move on now. You swallow. You're not sure you believe the words. This is only the first step, he sighs. The war did a number on you, and then this place. Reddick shakes your arm. But I'm glad you're making the journey. You've come a long way today. Wait. Unslinging his rain chalice, he uncorks his leather flask and splashes some water onto it. When the dead are ready to move on, the brother gives them rainwater, the lady's tears. He holds the chalice to your lips, his eyes flash. Drink, and let her ease your pain. Drink. The silver is cold against your lips, and the water tastes metallic. Something inside you relaxes just a bit. I'm sorry I can't help more, foundling. What is this? Is stress. You can feel yourself coming apart. Okay. You find Reject sitting in the sanctuary's common area. Afraid I've got to leave for now. Wanted to give you something, though. He pulls a small leather purse from the folds of his cloak. This solace will quiet your mind. You're going to need it sooner or later. I only have enough for 1 dose, so find another source soon. You may not want to turn to drugs. It's understandable. But right now you need something to get you through the terrors. Thank you, Watcher. Just doing the lady's work. Be seeing you, foundling. Gods be with you. He grabs your hand, shakes it, and walks out. We've got a growth point. Now we can spend our skills. I want to increase my endurance. Oh, look at it. Okay. Okay. It's nighttime. Locker clicks open, in and out. Okay. Sleep to recover actions. You sleep soundly, if not comfortably. Finally. Okay. You are awoken by a knock at the shelter door. An officer stands at the threshold, dressed for full trench warfare. We're looking for this individual. He hands the shelter master a photograph. Never seen him. The gas mask begin to turn in your direction. Duck out of sight. You duck out of sight. You hear the creak of leather. Private Casa has been absent without leave for several days. Hold your breath. The wood beneath your feet creaks. You hear footsteps. Run. You rush in the other direction. Suddenly, there's a hand on your collar. You're jerked around to face him. Your Private Casa? What do you think? The mask rounds on you. The correct response is yes, sir. You've been absent without leave for several days, absconding on a lich barg. I was dead. The officer draws his pistol. All soldiers of the Empire must make a choice. To live and fight for the fatherland, or die so our bones fuel its war machines. He cocks the hammer and levels it at your forehead. You won't kill me. The masked gaze fixed on you, he aims the gun at your arm, a flash of light and pain. Slowly pushing the hammer closed again, he holsters the gun. Report to the War Office in 4 days' time. The Army still has use of you. Perhaps this is the push you need to rise above your weakness, Private. He walks out, slamming the door so hard the hinges loosen. You won't go. I gained 20 wanted level. You need help. Wandering the slums, you come across a beggar who picked your pocket. They're surrounded by a handful of animals. 2 pigeons peck around their feet. A mouse sits on their shoulder. Another peeks out of the pocket of their shirt. 2 large rats curl around their feet like cats. The beggar starts as they catch sight of you. Easy. It's water under the bridge. Truly? They put up their hands as though calming an animal. You nod. It worked out okay for me. I actually learned something from you. Turn a new aim to befriend the beggars. The animals around the beggars' feet move a little closer. They eye you cautiously. Quite the circus you have there. Ha! We've been known to turn a few heads. You're not wrong. Suddenly the urchin vaults up off the wall and sticks out their hand. The pigeons dart out of the way, but quickly resume their shuffling. I'm Frey, they grin. Pleased to meet you. You shake Frey's hand. They snort. My, how polite. Well, it's nice to get a little respect. We'd love to get to know you, but there's a patch on Woodser that's good this time of day. With a whistle, they summon their tiny flock and saunter into the streets. Wandering the poor quarter, you spot Brother Richard talking to a group of young men loitering on the corner and a middle-aged couple. An argument seems to break out. Richard addresses the men one by one. Eventually, one throws up his hands and they disperse. Crisis averted. The Davies got into a spat with a rougher element. Had to smooth things over. How's you? The recruiters, they know I survived. He tuts. Dangerous men. What are they planning? They're going to round me up. They're going to round me up if I don't present myself at the recruitment office in a few days. Hold. Take a moment. By the lady. Well, you're not the first. Once their deadline passes, they'll come for you at the sanctuary. Find someplace else to sleep. And you'll need forged papers. It might help you stay one step ahead. I happen to know a forger, fallen on hard times. Had to relocate to the sewers. But they do good work. They've helped a dozen of my flock escape the arm of the law. Thank you, brother. Oh, it's no trouble. We watchers weren't meant to do nothing but watch, if you take my meaning. Sewers. Explore the sewers. Struggle through the darkness, but make little progress. Feel your way through the maze, you find some coins falling through the grates above. New actions are available. Sleep in a gutter. You move like a shadow. The cracking lizard and frogs leave you alone. You creep into the deepest part of the sewers. You see a fire crackling ahead. Oh, comes a voice, then stillness. Take a step forward and hear a click very close to your ear. Hands up. You raise your hands. All right, let's get a look at you. The pistol gestures toward the light. Step forward. You don't look like a watchman, so I suppose I shan't kill you. What brings you here? Richard sent me. I need a forger. Ah, the priestly one. Lovely chap. Bit stern, though. Well, I'm terribly sorry to get off on such a rough start, with a customer, too. Tisk, tisk. I'm Osi. She holsters the pistol. She shrugs apologetically. Bygones? Sure, bygones. Your tone is irritated, but you don't want to make another enemy. She nods. Clearly, she doesn't need any either. What brought you to the sewers? Used to be a photographer. My photos of the war made people see how horrific it was. The powers that be didn't like that. I turned to forging to make ends meet, and now... She bows in mock majesty, gesturing to the dome of the sewer around you. Welcome to my palace. If you'd ever need a new identity, I'd be happy to help, just as soon as I can get my hands on some tools. And I'll need plasm. I need a power source that isn't just... She spreads her arms. Shit. Okay. Cannot pay cost. You slip past the night guards and scoop some into a glass jar. It tingles in your hand. You are exhausted. Sleep to discover actions. Sewers. Sleeping! You pass an awful night haunted by nightmares and the sounds of creeping things. Shrub the sleep from your eyes, your stomach rumbles. Let's go to the tavern, order some food, prepare, get some more money. Lovely. You wander the poor quarter in a haze. Your breathing is ragged, your uniform feels like a rope binding your skin. You look like death warmed up, soldier. You raise your eyes to see a bent old woman standing in a rough doorway. What do you mean? Oh, dearie, I can see the war's chewed you up bad. You got the night sweats. What you need is some solace to warm those weary bones. Do you know where I can get some? Aye, this here establishment can get you what you need. The dealers will just have to vet you first. Vet me how? This isn't so exclusive, is it? I've said enough. She steps back into the doorway. The dealers come round every few days. She grins viciously. They're always happy to meet new clients, face to face. Until then, you'll just have to get by. She pushes the door to. The latch clinks. You grab something heavy, a length of pipe as wide as your chest, and lift, once, twice. By the third, you're gasping. But he nods. I'm convinced. After that display, I'll even throw in a free meal, so you're fueled up. As you join the lineup, Henry waves. You made it! Nice job! I didn't introduce myself properly. Henry Okoye. He sticks out his hand. Casa. You shake, avoiding the lifting tools strapped to his arm. Behind him, workers stumble home. Two approach him arm in arm. You're the new worker? She scowls. I just joined. Shorter woman turns to her. Can't help but noticing scars spread across her cheek and neck like cobwebs. Leave her alone, pet. You've just had a day. The taller woman snorts. Casa, this is Nazrin and Ruby. They're very dear to me. How did y'all meet? Nazrin and I were on the same shift. Not so many black workers back then. We found much in common. And Ruby? Joined the factory when I was 13, a lifetime ago. Got hurt one day. With a flick of her head, she turns her facial burns away from you. Nazrin here nursed me back, took a shine to me. Ruby smiles shyly. Nazrin touches Ruby's face, nudging a loose strand of hair. A big shine. What's Nazrin's problem? Nazrin scoffs and takes her arm off Ruby. I do not have a problem with you. I have a problem with factory. Bosses, strikebreakers. She spits. You strikebreaker, you scab? What's a strikebreaker? Human filth. Ruby leans closer and whispers. Someone willing to work when a strike's called. We've had some problems. Of course not. She takes a breath and backs off. And I have no problem. Welcome to the factory. So Casa here just joined the factory, girls. What do you think? Is she up to it? Ruby smiles. We'll give anyone a chance, won't we, love? Nazrin frowns. What's the shift schedule? There aren't no fixed hours. With workers getting drafted, every factory's a shambles. They won't notice if you miss a shift. Most of us work all through the day, though. We need the groats. It's management-like. Bosses, she snorts. Pay is all right, but it's not enough for what we do. What we risk. This must change. Nazrin, you have something to say? Her face softens. Is that concern? This is difficult work. Dangerous. Look at Ruby's face. Please, pet. The woman needs warning, Azizam. Sorry. Watch. Nazrin moves to a nearby machine and twists a lever. A valve snaps open like a jack-in-the-box. Boiling steam bursts out. Ruby flinches, traces her neck. She gained this scar at age 19, but she must wear it the rest of her life. Be cautious, and have caution for your neighbor. Here, we all watch each other's back. I'll watch out for everyone. Good, she nods. The whistle blows. Well, we should be getting back. Nice to meet you, Casa, she waves. See you on the line. You can barely keep up with the line. Your muscles heave. By the end of your shift, you're exhausted and starving. Prepare. Fingers dance to the shelves, your football behind you. You grab what you can. The guard gives chase. Prepare again. Try this again. Fingers dance over the shelves. There they are. We go to the sewers. Supply with plasma and tools. You've got them, she asks. Her voice catches. She needs this. These will do nicely. Now for the plasma. She takes the precious jar and turns it in the light. I find I'm fascinated by this stuff, repellent though it is. I'm lucky I wasn't squeezed into a jar like that myself. Her eyebrows arch. Indeed. Not uncommon, though, these days. She unscrews the jar and tips a spoonful into the portable generator, careful not to waste a drop. She reseals the jar, closes the generator, and cranks the handle. The machine coughs and purrs, and a blue light flickers from inside. She grunts, hefting the generator and setting it down beside a meager workbench. Oh, she snaps her fingers. I was thinking. I know some people who might be able to help you. Who are they? Anti-war types. Deserters. They meet up under the bridge at Witch's Crossing. There's an old flood tunnel network. I'll think about it. All right, but there's no harm in checking it out. Now, your new papers. This time's on the house on account of you helping me set up down here. But it'll take a few days. Too exhausted. Oh, am I exhausted? Sleep. Uncomfortable, but bracing. Okay, lovely. You rub the sleep from your eyes, your stomach rumbles. The watch are closing in. Tavern. Prepare. Ooh. You lose a few, but win it back and a little more. Food. Thank you. The barman catches your eye. You seem a solid sort. Let me show you something. All right. The barman nods toward a back room. You follow him through the rickety door and down a flight of steps into the basement. Sniff the air. Dust, snow, stone, cigarette smoke, and beer. Below, you hear voices, shouting, crowing, arguing. Here we are. The room is low, lit by gas lamps. The walls are stained with ancient floodwater. A dozen people are crowded onto mismatched chairs, gathered around a cluster of tables. The voices stop mid-debate, eyes wide and watching. This here's Casa, solid sort. Thought you might be interested in your little group. As he pulls the door to, he pats your arm. They mean well, but they're a bit secretive. They stare as he leaves. They're all shabbily dressed, workmen or starving intellectuals. So, friend, are you political at all? Okay. You return to the solace den. The windows are open. The guard is posted at the door. His muscles ripple over his chest like pylons. Half his face is stretched and scarred. Was he burned or brutally hurt? Wait beside the door. You take up a position opposite the guard and lean against the wall. So, what are you here for, Squire? I'm just back from the war. The war rattles you up inside. And that's the only solace, eh? He grins. He leans over, resting his massive hand on the door jamb. Just between you and me, I've got a side gig. The Bluecoats asked me to keep an eye on this place. Quiet like. The Bluecoats, you're working for the watch? Psst, he hisses. You want to get me killed? Dealers out of my fucking head. Keep this between you, he jabs a finger into your chest, and me. Fact is, I'm getting nowhere fast. Their lips are sewn shut. So I was thinking, you learn anything about this place? You tell me, alright? Might be a few groats in it. I'll think about it, but no promises. Come on, friend. We're all friends here. What do you say? Alright, and I learn anything, I'll let you know. How will I find you? Oh, I'll find you, he says flatly. His tone has suddenly shifted. A shiver goes down your spine. He unfolds himself from the doorway, like a combine harvester reversing. Well, I think they're ready for you. You head inside. The stink of solace is stronger. You feel a little lightheaded. Near the door is a battered desk and chair. Beyond lies a lounge or viewing room filled with trashed seating. A hole's been knocked in the far wall. Beyond, you see grimy tiles and medical tables. Investigate the knocked-through wall. You pick your way through the viewing room. People lie inside to the right and left. What was this place once? A small church? A doctor's surgery? You hear a step behind you. Used to be a mortuary. We did bodies in the back. Not that way, druggie. Sit here. He gestures to the desk. Welcome to my office. He lumbers past you and sits in the chair. It creaks ominously. Can't stand the stinky, you losers, but it's worth it to keep an eye on your thieving mitts. He extends a meaty hand across the desk. Dresden Knox, head of the lich dealers. The lich dealers? What's that? A lich is a corpse. We buy him, convert him to plasma. What the hell were you talking about outside then? You're no informant. That was a test. So what about all this wanting me to tell you this plate's secrets? A bit of an act. I like to get to know the clientele before I divulge anything. Dredgeport's full of factions and plots. Pays to stay informed. You do well to remember that. Information is power here. People pay for secrets and rumors. And if you can put together some real intel, a proper tip-off, we'll pay a pretty penny. But that test I gave you, you failed. We're big on secrecy here. You don't get a lick of solace till I can trust you. You can trust me. I'm just trying to lead you on. I can trust you, can I? Suddenly his hands are across the desk, digging into your shirt. He slams your head on the desk. Your cheek is right next to a rusty-looking nail driven into the desktop. Get off me! Trust is about one thing. Power. He drags your face across the surface. Tacks and nails tear into your skin. He throws you away, battered and bloody. You reel backwards. Remember this. Remember what I can do to you, druggie. Sorry. So sorry. I know. Now, if you're willing to take that lesson to heart, I'm willing to sell you solace. Now, let's talk business. You've got solace, and I need it. Solace is a gift, soldier. It gives peace to the troubled and groats to my pocket. I'll take your money with a smile. He grins darkly. You'll even get the newcomer special. A discount to slide you in easy-like. He adjusts his belt buckles and heads for the door. Oh, and if you need a sawbones, one of our customers is a doctor. He's here most days. Talk to him if you need fixing up. I will. When you want to buy that solace, just let us know. Druggie. He laughs. Find a solace dealer. We got a growth point. Let's go ahead and add some engineering. Let's go back to the sewers. Ozzy holds up a worn passport. There you are. One set of identifying papers. You flip through them. There's your photo and date of birth. That's a year or two off. Strange seeing a stranger's name beside your face. Oh, and now I'm set up. Let me know if you need anything else. I know a good fence, and I can find top secret documents in a pinch. Top secret? Really? Well, medium secret. Meet the draft dodgers. You head to the bridge known as Witch's Crossing. Your feet are drawn there by some wandering impulse, and find a set of water-smooth stairs. Descend the stairs. At the bottom, beneath the arch of the bridge, you find a large tunnel opening. Figures in uniform are huddled around a flaming barrel. They fall silent as you approach. Good day. They nod, but eye you suspiciously. One of them steps forward. A young woman in a beret and a haggard sergeant's uniform. Can we help you, friend? I was told we could help each other. One of the soldiers nods to the sergeant. Dolores, look at that uniform. Army. They took me for dead, and I wound up back in Dredgeport. She scoffs. Congratulations on your resurrection, Private. So, how do you feel about this war and your place in it? A dozen eyes are fixed on you. I hated fighting this war, and I won't go back to it, or the Emperor and his cronies are warmongers. They should pay. The tension eases. Well said, soldier. All of us are running. We just want to live. How are you planning on getting away? The recruitment office is relentless. Even a good ID can only keep them at bay for so long. That's why we have a plan to hit the office itself. The draft lists are a record of every soldier to ever desert, and every civilian yet to be conscripted. Without those records, they'll have no idea who to snatch. Like wiping a criminal record. Exactly. Except what are our crimes? And this isn't just about us. She draws herself to her full height. Her metals tinkle. This war is travesty. It's grinding up sons and daughters, loved ones, so the Emperor can dominate the continent. She spits into the fire. It sizzles. I won't be a part of that. Not anymore. Are you with me, Private? I'm with you. You salute. For the first time since you came to Dredgeport, it feels right. All right, you're one of us now. Before we sneak into the recruitment office, to grab the list, we need information. Guard movements, entrances, recon. She nods to you and sets her jaw. Can we count on you? I'll get you that information. Understood. Good luck out there. We need to go make some money. Success. Night has fallen. Pickpocket. Pickpockets. Case the office. You become a regular at a seedy cafe opposite the office and watch. You are exhausted. Yeah, I am. Sleep. Barely get a wink of sleep. Alright, let's take our solace. Plague pillar. Let's go to the tavern. Get some food. Engage in a political debate. You turn over new ideas, your words jockeying for space. Yes, there's something here. Prepare. Act. You trounce your opponents. Prepare. Act. Don't say I told you this one begins. Okay. Where did I need to go? Here. You come upon a great pillar twisting with clouds and angels. Read the plaque. The plaque says it was erected to commemorate the Great Plague of 1567 and to thank the father and the lady for sparing the entire town. The plaque looks like it's made of gold. Study the statues. The father and the lady are depicted as towering figures holding hands. The lady holds a chalice and pours her healing waters upon a mass of suffering citizens below. The father holds aloft a torch cleansing the air. The two of them are wreathed in clouds, supposed to symbolize their heavenly powers. To you, it looks more like a miasma, the smoke and smell of sickness. You notice the scavenger is depicted at the foot of the tower at the foot of the two other gods in the form of a raven. It's picking through the corpses of the dead. Touch the plaque. You reach out to touch the plaque. It's cool. The metal isn't gold as it first seems, but brass with gold leaf. A blue-coat officer glares at you from the end of the street. You pull back. You leave the pillar and walk into the crowds. Okay. Sleep. Troubled sleep. Okay, great. cannot pay the cost. Oh. At the end of a twisted alleyway, you find a handful of crows pecking at birdseed scattered on the cobbles. Amidst the bird, a little pile of rubbish. Sticks, petals, bits of broken glass. The crows flutter onto the rooftops as you approach. Pieces are tied into a pyramid shape with frayed string and scraps of cloth. In the center of a pyramid is a folded piece of paper weighted with a stone. Pick it up. You take it and unfold it. At the bottom is a small smear of blood. It begins, "To the merciful scavenger." Keep reading. "My 3 sisters and I are starving. Please find us some food or a job. And if you do, I will bring more seed. Your loyal worshiper, Gracie." From above you, the crows caw maniacally. 2 hop onto the street and start pecking at your ankles. You toss the prayer back into the pile and hurry back to the main roads. Find allies at the factory. Prepare. Work going. You're in the flow of the work now. You glance at your neighbor. You've been placed next to Ruby. How long do you say you've been doing this? She sways on her feet. Ruby. Ruby starts and snatches her hands to her sides. What's that? How long have you been doing this? She shakes herself. Oh, ages. Seems like a lifetime. I've gone without sleep before. It's fine. Watch yourself, alright? She snorts and gets back to work. Your bolt slams home, your muscles and wrench synchronize, your line neighbors gossip as they heave. Okay. Probe the rooftops. You probe their deficiencies, skipping over fire escapes and skylights. This will do nicely. Chat with the guards. If you get them talking, they might let something slip. Oh, not the 3rd shift. They can barely keep their eyes open. And as for the patrols... You return to the flood tunnel. Dolores and her fellow draft dodgers are already there. Right, what do we have? Each of you offers whatever you've learned about the office. Someone lays down a floor plan. Dolores places stones and growths on it as its markers. So a soldier could get in via the roof and drop onto this balcony. And the files must be here somewhere. She points. Alright, we need a volunteer. I'll do it. A smile creeps over her scarred face and she claps you on the shoulder. Then it's settled. Casa's going to do the top for us. Smith guard you, mate. Dragging a satchel into the firelight, Dolores pulls out a brown bottle and tosses it to you. Time to get your blood up a bit. Who knows what tomorrow brings. It's beer. Fruity, but not unpleasant. She tosses one to each member of the crew. An old Frisian drink. It's the last of my stash. Make the most of it. Her men cheer and crack them open. To a brave comrade, we wish her all the luck we never had. Hear, hear. Let's have a song. Go over to Dolores. You swig your beer and sit by the sergeant. Private, don't you want to savor it? I'm not much for singing. Why aren't you joining in? I sing all right, but the war knocked it out of me. My parents were from a little island in the sweeping ocean. For 20 years after the Empire came, they watched their town dwindle, their traditions die off, the fish died from industrial runoff. My parents struggled on. They had me. I grew up, and the war started. She breathes with deliberate calmness. You can stop if you'd rather. They started conscripting soldiers, and for the first time, women could fight. She sighs. Decent pay and food, training with maybe an Arby pension, and if you signed up early, you got a bonus. So I jumped at the chance. She shudders. It wasn't what I'd hoped. I'm sorry. Thank you for doing this for us. That's better than sympathy. Dolores springs to her feet. Right, we have a plan. We have an operative. Everyone except Casa must be here ready to burn the lists. We don't want to grab them and miss our chance. Dismissed. cover your tracks. Uncomfortable, but bracing. You have the sleep from your eyes and your stomach rumbles. The recruiters expect you to turn yourself in and go back to the war. You're damned if you're doing that. They know you were based out of the sanctuary. It's too dangerous to sleep there again. I guess we have to go work the factory. Because we need some money. An hour before shift ends, Ruby's swaying on her feet again. Jostle her. You nudge her awake again. She starts and mutters to herself. Ruby, come on, Ruby. One more shift. Ruby, take a break, please. She swats you away. Take a break, take a hike, she murmurs. You sigh and turn back to your work. Somebody jostles your arm. Snatch it away from the machines. You snatch your hands back and regain your balance. Ruby bumps into another worker. There's a spray of blood and a scream. He staggers back, clutching his hand. Fuck! Alf! The line stops. You hear footsteps running. Check the injured man. The man's clutching his arm, blood dripping onto the machine. Henry pushes through the crowd and grabs Ruby. Tell me you're all right. I'm fine. It's Alf. Oh, Smith, my fucking arm. The skin of his arm has been ripped off. Blood is seeping to the surface. Henry locks eyes with two workers. You two, get him to a Sawbones. They get him up and rush him out of the factory. May the Smith watch over him. Oh, God, it's Alf. You weren't to blame, love. He turns to you. I saw you try to help Ruby. Thank you. This place is killing us. He runs a hand up and down one arm. His tattoos peek through his clenched fingers. You follow the Smith. We all do here. He gets his hands dirty. He knows what it's like to work day after day, to build something. What can we do about it? He sizes you up. Some say we should stand together, form a union. Who's this mysterious some? Can't say, but they've got a point, no? They're right. I hear they meet at the War Wrangler, a pub near the plasma yards. He turns back to work. Go there or don't. That's your business. But they're right about one thing. Something's got to change around here. Okay, can I eat now? No, I still can't eat. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now I can eat. Give me some food, baby. Y'all, this is really fun. Oh, we are past our typical time. I'm going to go ahead and call it right here. Perhaps we will go back to come back to this and play through the rest of the demo. It's really fun. I enjoyed it. So that was our first look at oh my gosh, Dusk Punk, my stars. It was really fun. A lot more text-based than I thought, but I'm loving the story. I'm having a really good time. I love the dice roll aspect of it. I'm having a great time. I really enjoy it. Let me know if you want to see more. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, whatever the free thing is, wherever you're at. You'll find links in the doobly-doo to all the places you can find us right here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and occasionally we stream on Twitch. You'll find other ways you can help support the channel by purchasing some of our merch, my book, or one of the coloring books that we have designed. Those help us directly. It's super, super helpful, but even the free things help us more than you know. Once again, my name is Mandy Lee. I am just one half of Cossportus. We do all kinds of cool, fun, creative things. Today, we played Dusk Punk. I will see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.